Hi, welcome back to Wine with Chris. Wine with Chris 2022. I didn't think I was going to do another one. We finished up in late December last year and it felt like a 12-month thing. But I was actually telling a good friend about it yesterday, and it had me looking at a couple of the old videos, and it just relit the fire, and I thought, it's Easter time, the sun's come out for the first time this year, let's roll the tape again. So I think we'll do a few this year, not many, maybe save it for on location. But today we're at home, and we're in a new location at home. We've been in the cellar, we've been in the tasting room, we were up by the barbecue area I think once or twice, talking about cider last year, but actually we're just here at the back patio, and it's a beautiful afternoon. And what a way to spend that beautiful afternoon but to try some Alsatian Gewürztraminer. Why have I got that out? Well, as I say, the sun is shining and it is spring, so a great day for a cold glass of beautiful white wine. But actually inside in the kitchen I'm roasting a goose. I've taken some advice from friends of the channel and they reckon Pinot Noir is the best way to go with goose, and I will do that. But you read online and Gewürztraminer is also a great option with goose, so I want to try that, see how it cuts through that goose fat, and really test it out and see whether a white wine can hold up to a game meat. Anyway, what have we got? Well, as I say, it's the Gewürztraminer, but it's their Grosse Lohe version. Now, Hugel, as many of you will know, is one of the grand names of the Alsace, and in fact one of the grand names of French wine. They first started making wine in the village of Riquefier and the surrounding vineyards in 1639. In 1989, therefore, on their 350th anniversary, they started their Jubilee range of wines, and that signified their greatest wines from their greatest plots. And in fact, more recently, they've exceeded the Jubilee category with the Grosse Lohe category. It's the equivalent of Grand Cru in Burgundy, and in the local dialect it literally means great wine. So let's see if it lives up to that label. Now, Gewürztraminer, Gewürz itself in German means spice, and it's a tantalizing, ethereal wine, Gewürztraminer. It can go from 0 bone dry to 9 out of 10 very, very sweet. It's got an incredible nose, an aroma that is completely different to the taste usually, and as Gewürz suggests, it covers the gambit between rose petals and lychee right through to spice, and people do pair it these days with Thai food and with Asian spicy food. As I say, today we're going to try and see if it'll hold up to some goose. I want to make this a short clip, so let's get on with the tasting. I haven't pre-tasted the wine. In fact, I haven't even checked is it corked. I don't know if you can see the colour there. It's sorry, this is a 2011, so we're already 11 years old. It is quite golden, but not a rich gold, quite pale. So that I would expect to get darker the older it gets. And if I just open that without knowing the age, I might think it's younger than 11 years old. Oh, there is nothing to parallel in the wine world the smell of Alsatian Riesling or Alsatian Gewurz, in my opinion. It's incredible. I'm getting all of the things I mentioned, but it's a tropical explosion. It's like I've just washed up on shore somewhere in the Maldives and entered into a fruit forest. Incredible. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm just going to go through and give it a quick taste. Before I do that, just mention 2011. This was 91 out of 100 vintage in Wine Spectator, and it was sort of like a U-shaped to the year. The spring was really warm. In fact, it was the hottest spring on record for over 20 years. And then they thought, wow, this is going to be a drought year. This is going to be very difficult to manage. And then suddenly in July, the rains came. The temperature cooled, and it was quite a cool summer until mid to late August. And then the vintage which they thought was going to be pretty average was accelerated and enhanced by a beautiful Indian summer long into September and October. So let's give this a go. First thing I noticed about that is actually the texture in the body. It's got an oiliness to it. Yeah, definitely a sort of a petrol oiliness, which is quite unusual, or maybe like a lychee slipperiness. that type of feel in the mouth. And actually, there is the taste is reminiscent of the smell to some extent. Wow, I'm just trying to think about this, how this will go with the goose, and I think it's that body. There's probably two ways to go. You could go with a Riesling, very acidic, very cut through the fat. This isn't trying to cut through the fat. This is trying to mimic the fat in a different way, and I think that's why it will work well with the goose. Fabulous, fabulous flavour. Fabulous flavours, which I think will open up. But actually, I think, on first blanch at this wine, I think the great characteristic of this wine is its mouthfeel, is its body, is its balance, is its longevity. It just sits there, it just rests in your mouth, coats your mouth, and stays after you've drunk it. And this really it has that kind of elegant feel of a really top class wine. You might not enjoy the flavour of a Gewurtz or this particular type of Alsatian wine, but it's one of those wines that you will appreciate as being a really top wine. The other reason I opened the bottle is I only have one of them, and it's available on the Wine Society for £33 a bottle, but it's on low stock, so it'll be gone, that means usually in a week or two. And I just wanted to test, do I want to stock up on some more of this wine while it's still available? I'll give it one final swig while I contemplate that. Big legs in the glass actually as well. There's something about that wine. I need more time to understand it and to sort of test out those flavours, but it immediately just grabs me as something different, something that's very well dressed. It just feels like a very elegant wine. Just as I wrap up, why have I got two glasses on the table? I'm using one of Riedel's Riesling glasses actually, but if you're in Alsace, your white wine should be drunk out of glasses like this, beautifully carved glass. We picked up 6 of these in the Alsace, and that's really how Alsatians like you to drink your wine. I don't know why, because you don't get as much in the glass, but there you go. And final comment. This is a producer, a region, and a wine very close to my heart. I've spent many's a day enjoying staying overnight or tramping around Rickfear, and it's fabulous. If you can imagine, it's almost like a Disneyland, except it's real. If you can imagine a slightly sloping downwards main street, if you were to come up that street, at the top, just as it rolls round past a building, there's this tiny little wine house, which is Hugel's shop in the middle of Rickfear. And out the one window at a Christmas time, you can see the Christmas lights and the market and people drinking their glühwein, steam coming out, and it's a beautiful, magical scene. And then if you look out the other window to your left, you can literally see the vineyards at the back of the houses through the edge of this old walled town. And those vineyards are some of the best vineyards in the Alsace, the Grand Cru vineyards of Sporn, which is where this wine is made, or Schönenberg. And I would heartily recommend Rickfear as a holiday destination, or the Alsace in general. Packed full of history. It's swapped at German hands, French hands, and back again through all the wars many times. But it's a beautiful place to make wine, and Hugel is possibly one of the best expressions of that region. Thanks for watching Wine with Chris. I look forward to speaking with you later in the year. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, please do so. Hit the bell if you want to be automatically notified, and enjoy the long Easter weekend, and happy Easter from here with Wine with Chris. Cheers.